All right. Welcome back to another episode of Hanson Athletics Radio. Today, we're going to be covering a question that was submitted to us through Instagram. So, one of the athletes that comes into our gym, she's a great athlete. She's in high school. She asked, "What do we as coaches, or what do coaches in general, look for from athletes?" So, what makes us buy into an athlete's ability to be successful? Um, maybe some attitude slash traits that they have that could potentially make it so us as coaches feel like, hey, these guys could be successful. So we're going to cover a couple aspects of that today. Talk about what we see at Hanson Athletics, what I see as a coach, and things that kind of set me off in the direction of, hey, this could be a successful athlete. So listen up, give us your feedback. We're going to have the option at the end to leave us some feedback or add additional questions onto that we can go through and answer. But until then, enjoy the episode, and I hope you guys can get something from this, and especially my youth athletes. How can you behave to further push your success as an athlete? Enjoy. Let's start it off talking about a concept that we have on our board here at the gym, and that's going to be EAT. So if you haven't heard of EAT before, it's an acronym. It stands for effort, attitude, and toughness. So when we have an athlete come into the gym, or even just a general population, one of the main things we're looking for is those three aspects of who they are as an individual and developing those aspects. So to answer specifically the question, when I have a youth athlete come in or a high school athlete, and I'm interested in them and their potential, the first thing I look at obviously is genetic potential. So as a coach, as you've worked with a lot of people, you start to realize you can see it right away when people have a higher skill cap naturally to be successful. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that the athletes that come in that are more mediocre or are behind on the development of their actual athletic capabilities doesn't mean they can't get there. What it means is it's going to be a little bit longer journey. So if somebody comes in and they have a high skill cap or genetic potential, whether that be size, whether that be natural ability to create speed, to be explosive, all those things are very apparent at first when we do our assessment, as well as how they move. So it's really easy to see, hey, this is going to be a faster developing athlete and they're going to have a higher ceiling. And then the ones that aren't, we know with our training, we can hopefully push that ceiling and get them to a higher level. Now, I think some other aspects, let's go back to EAT, some aspects that play into this. If you're an athlete that isn't the naturally the most skilled, right, is going to be first your effort. So let's start with effort. That's a huge thing. So if I go, they come into the gym, it's pretty easy to see who's going to start putting that effort, especially when it gets hard. So that's where it's important in the gym to put out testers that push them to a more challenged level. So you can see, hey, are they going to have that effort level when things get tough? Also, we make it a priority to attend their sports games. So we'll go to watch some of their games and just pay attention to the athlete and how they behave, the effort they give each play, kind of that old, mindset. You always heard it growing up was, give your best effort every play. So although that's kind of overused and people just kind of, roll their eyes at it, that is a big deal. So we look for that in athletes. We look for their ability to, whether they're winning, whether they're losing, whether, they're having a little bit of pain, a little bit of disappointment, how does their effort look each play? So that's a big one. Number two, attitude. So this can be something that holds back even the greatest athletes, even with the highest genetic potential, because this is something that coaches look for at the next level, and that's going to be the attitude of the athlete, right? So if an athlete comes in and they might have all the God-given talent in the world, if they have a poor attitude and that will attribute to leadership, they become a liability on the team. So if they don't have the correct mindset to lead and show up every day without complaining, without dragging their emotions into their performance, that's going to be a huge, huge aspect that's going to help separate good athletes from great athletes. So if you are an athlete listening right now, a youth athlete, and you know you're not genetically the best athlete out there, if you show up every freaking day with a smile on your face and give all the effort you can, your coaches are going to find a way to get you playing time, to give you opportunities to succeed, because that is huge. I've coached sport as well, and outside the strength and conditioning gym, and those are things we look for. And when athletes don't have that, despite trying to not build favoritism, you're going to put your energy towards the athletes that are bringing a good attitude, that are, showing that effort and that positivity every day when they come in, because that's who you want to see succeed naturally. Okay. Number 3 is going to be of EAT. So we got effort, attitude. Number 3 is going to be toughness. That's important because a lot of times there's athletes that, this can be mental toughness, it can be physical toughness. So every athlete out there that gets to a higher level knows that you're dealing with pain, you're dealing with injury all of the time. That's pretty normal. That's going to be something that is consistent. You just have to find a way to get through that. Okay. The mental toughness side, that's going to be when, you're losing, you're getting your ass kicked on the field, and do you continue to have that effort and that positive attitude? So that's going to attribute, all those kind of attribute to each other. If you continue to have effort and you continue to have a positive attitude while you're in a poor situation, that's going to attribute to your toughness. Okay. That's going to be where I would say, hey, this athlete is tough. Okay. And that's going to be what we look for in our athletes when it comes to the mentality side and the effort side. Again, we'll just swing back. The genetic potential is huge, but what we look for is, people that want to learn and improve their movement, because as you improve your movement, as you build a base level of strength, we're able to push that genetic potential to a higher level than it potentially was before. So even if you don't naturally have the highest cap for where you could end up at as an athlete, there's always a potential to raise that bar a little bit higher than you're at right now by improving your movement, by improving your understanding of how to perform. And again, going back to those EAT principles, effort, attitude, toughness, if you focus on being really consistent and kind of harnessing those 3 aspects of being an athlete, then every coach is going to love you. Every coach is going to want you to be successful. And we're going to put all our effort into helping you get there. So that's kind of what we look for in athletes at Hanson Athletics. Obviously, it can be different between coaches and whatnot, but when we have people walk through our doors, that's something we assess immediately. And I would say I would go to the point of saying that this doesn't just apply to athletes, right? This is going to be your general population. This is going to be people just going through life. It's important that you kind of take these principles and apply them to being a resilient person and being successful in life. So that's what we look for in athletes. Great question. If you guys have any further questions or you want something answered, go ahead and head over to our podcast, submit a question there, submit a question through Instagram, and we will film some of these and give you our answers for common things, whether it's within the fitness, health, or even just athlete side of what we do and what we believe. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys have a great day. And if you have any further questions, again, send them over. Support us by following the Instagram page, Hanson Athletics. It's pretty much Hanson Athletics across all platforms. Find us anywhere, connect with us, and we'd love to help you guys. Thanks.